The question is, my vet has always pushed an annual subscription for worming and flea tablets taken monthly and quarterly, plus annual booster injections. It was never really described as an option, but something that every responsible owner would do to protect their dog. I'm coming to believe that this is not the case and there may be better solutions. Can you outline the options, pros, and cons for this kind of thing? It's a great question, as it's always important to look at all the angles when considering what is best for a pet, which takes into account their own individual circumstances and needs. This enables a well-informed decision to be made regarding which option or options are likely to result in the best possible outcome and the most positive impact on overall health and well-being. Let's look at the various options and weigh the pros and cons of each. Regular worming is advised by most vets to prevent intestinal worms and lungworm becoming established in the gut and lungs, where they can cause serious health issues in dogs. This is also important because certain species of worms, such as roundworms, tapeworms, hookworms, and whipworms, can also cause health problems in humans. Ensuring a pet remains parasite-free, therefore, is essential, not only for the health of the pet concerned, but to prevent transmission to family members and others in the community. And so the pro of worming routinely is that it provides ongoing protection against intestinal worms and lungworm to reduce the likelihood of any of these causing a problem. The cons of this, however, are that it can lead to over-medication, where chemical parasiticides are being administered unnecessarily when no worms are actually present. The repeated use of wormers also exposes a pet to the risk of an adverse reaction, which can be serious or even fatal in sensitive dogs, owing to the fact that virtually all the drugs used for this purpose are nerve poisons of one sort or another. As such, giving neurotoxins just in case is not to be taken lightly. For more information on this, Google "Does Brevecto Kill Dogs?" Facebook group, and do the same for NexGard, Simparica, Comfortis, and Trifexis. An alternative and much safer approach is to screen the stools every 3 months using one of our intestinal and lungworm combined kits, and to also use our natural worm control remedy as part of a holistic healthcare regime. If the stool analysis is clear, there is no need to give a chemical wormer, and giving the natural worm control remedy for the first 7 days in each month helps the body and gut immune system create an intestinal environment which is inhospitable to parasites and aids expulsion before they can gain a foothold. The pros usually given for monthly or so dosing with drugs to prevent fleas, ticks, lice, and mites is that it helps to prevent infestation, which can cause significant skin irritation and other problems in some dogs. The cons, however, are similar to those of using chemical wormers. According to a warning issued by the US Food and Drug Administration, for example, adverse events reported can include muscle tremors, incoordination, seizures, and other neurological events. An alternative approach, which works very well in most cases, is to groom and inspect the coat for signs of fleas, ticks, and other parasites whenever a pet returns home from a walk or visiting anywhere where other animals frequent, including other dogs, cats, foxes, hedgehogs, and others. This should be combined with the use of a natural flea deterrent shampoo, which combines organic tea tree and neem oil, or a mixture of certain essential oils in water. These steps are usually sufficient in most cases to stop an infestation developing both on a dog and in the home. The pros of vaccination are that they protect dogs against potentially fatal diseases such as distemper, parvovirus, and infectious canine hepatitis, and repeat doses help to keep immunity against these viruses strong. The cons are giving boosters without checking a dog's immune status first can lead to over-vaccination if immunity is already present and they are not needed, and that this could provoke an adverse reaction which, as for chemical parasiticides, can be serious or even fatal in some dogs. The leptospirosis vaccine in particular is becoming more and more newsworthy because of this. To gain some idea of the issues involved, Google Novivac Lepto 4 Our Experiences Facebook group. It is also worth bearing in mind that there is mounting evidence which suggests that following an initial course of vaccinations and a booster 12 months or so down the line, many dogs remain protected against distemper, parvovirus and hepatitis for at least 3 years or longer, and possibly for life. An alternative approach to regular boosters being blindly given is to have a VaxiCheck test done. This involves a vet taking a drop of blood and running an in-clinic test to determine the immune status against the 3 core diseases. If the results are positive, there is no need to vaccinate again at that point. Not all practices offer this screen, and so it may be necessary to ring around. The cost of this is usually in the region of £40 to £80. If the quote is for £100 to £150 or more, then this is most likely for a titer test, which is sent off to an external laboratory. This isn't necessary, as the information provided by the simpler and cheaper VaxiCheck is sufficient for making a decision as to whether a booster is needed or not. With regards to supporting a strong, healthy immune system, which is better able to cope with exposure to potentially pathogenic microbes, this can be done by feeding a raw or home-cooked diet where practical and supplementing with Instavet immunity, followed later on by vitality and digestion, plus omega algal oil, all of which support the body's natural defenses